Think getting a US visa is tough? For people in these 10 countries it's almost impossible. Denied, delayed, and trapped in red tape, some even wait years without answers. But why? And who's making it hardest? Let's break it down. And before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and comment which country are you watching from. Alright, first up we have North Korea. Getting a US visa from North Korea is about as likely as finding a decent bagel in Pyongyang. The US and North Korea haven't been on speaking terms since the Korean War ended in an armistice, not a peace treaty. Add to that the US government's concerns about North Korea's nuclear ambitions and human rights record, and you've got a recipe for a big, fat denied stamp on any visa application. So unless you're Dennis Rodman, the chances of waltzing into the US Embassy in Pyongyang and waltzing out with a visa are slim to none. Next up, we're heading to Iran. Iran and the US haven't been best buddies since the 1979 hostage crisis. The US government has concerns about Iran's nuclear program, its support for groups the US considers terrorist organizations, and its human rights record. But Iran is also a country with a vibrant culture and a young population eager to engage with the world. Reducing it to just its political challenges feels like judging a book by its cover. So, while the path to a US visa from Iran might be paved with bureaucratic hurdles, there's more to this country than meets the eye. Our next stop takes us to Syria, a country ravaged by a brutal civil war. Imagine trying to bake a cake while your kitchen is on fire. The US government has concerns about security risks, the potential for fraud, and the logistical nightmare of verifying information in a war zone. The ongoing conflict has displaced millions of Syrians, creating one of the worst refugee crises in recent history. Many have fled to neighboring countries, desperate for safety and stability. So while the doors to the US might seem firmly shut for now, it's important to remember the human cost of this conflict. Next up we have Yemen. Yemen has been embroiled in a civil war since 2014, with a Saudi-led coalition intervening in support of the Yemeni government against Houthi rebels. The conflict has devastated the country, leading to widespread destruction and loss of life. Cities that were once bustling with activity now lie in ruins, and the constant threat of airstrikes and ground battles has made daily life a struggle for survival. The US government, citing security concerns and the lack of a functioning central government, has made it exceedingly difficult for Yemenis to obtain visas. This has left many Yemenis trapped in a war zone, unable to seek refuge or reunite with family members abroad. The visa application process is fraught with challenges, and the chances of success are slim. The ongoing conflict has plunged Yemen into a humanitarian catastrophe, with millions facing famine, disease, and displacement. Hospitals are overwhelmed and medical supplies are scarce. Displaced families live in makeshift shelters, struggling to find food and clean water. The international community has called for urgent aid, but the response has been insufficient to meet the growing needs. The situation is dire, and the US's restrictive visa policies add another layer of hardship. For many Yemenis, the hope of escaping the conflict and finding safety abroad remains a distant dream. The war has created a generation of refugees, and the international response has been slow and inadequate. So, while the chances of getting a US visa from Yemen might be slim, it's crucial to remember the human toll of this conflict. The people of Yemen are enduring unimaginable hardships, and their resilience in the face of such adversity is a testament to their strength and spirit. The world must not forget Yemen and must continue to push for peace and humanitarian aid to alleviate their suffering. Next is Libya, from revolution to chaos, and still no visa. Libya has been grappling with political instability and violence since the 2011 revolution that ousted Muammar Gaddafi. The US, wary of the volatile security situation and the lack of a unified government, has been hesitant to issue visas to Libyans. The ongoing chaos has had a devastating impact on Libya's people, with many facing displacement, economic hardship, and a lack of basic services. Revolutions can be messy, unpredictable affairs with long-lasting consequences. So, while the path to a US visa from Libya might be treacherous, it's crucial to remember the human cost of this ongoing instability. Next up we have Somalia. Somalia has been synonymous with piracy, famine, and political instability for far too long. The US government, concerned about security risks and the lack of a strong central government, has made it exceptionally difficult for Somalis to obtain visas. The ongoing conflict and instability have had a devastating impact on Somalia's people, with millions facing displacement and food insecurity. It's a humanitarian crisis of epic proportions. So, While the chances of getting a U.S. visa from Somalia might be slim, it's crucial to remember the resilience of the Somali people. Buckle up, because we're heading to Sudan, a country that's been on a roller coaster ride of political turmoil and conflict for decades. This nation, located in the northeastern part of Africa, has seen its fair share of ups and downs, with each crisis leaving a lasting impact on its people and their way of life. After decades of authoritarian rule under Omar al-Bashir, Sudan has been grappling with a fragile transition to democracy and ongoing conflicts. The ousting of al-Bashir in 2019 brought a glimmer of hope, but the road to stability has been anything but smooth. Protests and political rallies have become a common sight as the people of Sudan demand a better future. The U.S. government, wary of the political uncertainty and security concerns, has maintained strict visa policies for Sudanese nationals. These policies have made it incredibly challenging for Sudanese citizens to obtain visas, further complicating their efforts to seek opportunities abroad or reunite with family members living in the United States. The ongoing instability and humanitarian crises have taken a heavy toll on Sudan's people, with many facing displacement and food insecurity. Refugee camps are overflowing, and aid organizations are stretched thin trying to provide basic necessities. The resilience of the Sudanese people is truly remarkable, but the challenges they face are immense. Transitions from oppressive regimes are rarely smooth or straightforward. The journey towards a stable and democratic Sudan is fraught with obstacles, and the people must navigate a complex landscape of political and social upheaval. Military checkpoints and protests are a stark reminder of the ongoing struggle for a better future. So, while the path to a U.S. visa from Sudan might be unclear, it's important to remember the aspirations of the Sudanese people. Despite the hardships, there is a sense of hope and determination among the youth, families, and students. They dream of a brighter future, one where they can thrive and contribute to a more prosperous and peaceful Sudan. Get ready for a bumpy ride as we venture into Iraq, a country still reeling from the aftershocks of the U.S.-led invasion in 2003. The invasion, which aimed to dismantle weapons of mass destruction, left a lasting impact on the nation. While the country has made strides to combat ISIS and stabilize its government, the journey has been fraught with challenges. The Iraqi military, alongside international allies, has worked tirelessly to reclaim territories and restore order. Yet, the scars of war run deep. Cities like Mosul bear the brunt of the conflict, with entire neighborhoods reduced to rubble. The U.S. government, citing security concerns and the fragile political situation, has made it difficult for Iraqis to obtain visas. The stringent visa policies have left many families separated and dreams deferred. For many Iraqis, the hope of a better life in the U.S. remains just that, a hope. The visa application process is often long and arduous, with many facing rejections. The years of conflict have had a devastating impact on Iraq's people, with millions displaced and infrastructure in ruins. Families have been torn apart, and communities have been uprooted. Schools, hospitals, and homes lie in ruins, a stark reminder of the war's long-lasting consequences. The rebuilding process is slow and fraught with obstacles. It's a stark reminder of the long-lasting consequences of war. The streets, once bustling with life, now stand abandoned, echoing the silence of loss. So, while the doors to the U.S. might seem bolted shut for now, the resilience of the Iraqi people shines through. They continue to hope, rebuild, and dream of a brighter future. It's crucial to remember the resilience of the Iraqi people. Despite the hardships, they find ways to move forward, rebuild their lives, and nurture the next generation. Fasten your seatbelts, folks, because we're heading to Afghanistan, a country caught between superpowers and internal conflicts. After decades of war, Afghanistan is now back under Taliban rule following the U.S. withdrawal in 2021. The U.S. government, concerned about security risks and the Taliban's human rights record, has made it incredibly difficult for Afghans to obtain visas. The ongoing instability and humanitarian crisis have had a devastating impact on Afghanistan's people, particularly women and girls. It's a stark reminder of the human cost of conflict. So, while the path to a U.S. visa from Afghanistan might seem daunting, it's crucial to remember the resilience of the Afghan people. Hold on tight, because we're heading to Venezuela, a country that's gone from being an oil-rich nation to an economic basket case. Under the increasingly authoritarian rule of Nicolas Maduro, Venezuela has spiraled into economic and political chaos. The U.S. government, citing concerns about security and human rights abuses, has made it exceptionally difficult for Venezuelans to obtain visas. The ongoing crisis has forced millions of Venezuelans to flee their homes in search of a better life. It's a stark reminder of the human cost of political and economic mismanagement. So, while the doors to the U.S. might seem firmly shut for now, it's crucial to remember the plight of the Venezuelan people. So there you have it, folks. A glimpse into the often frustrating world of U.S. visa approvals for citizens of these 10 countries. Behind every rejected application, there's a human being with hopes, dreams, and aspirations, often caught in the crosshairs of geopolitics and conflict. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more eye-opening content. Hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest videos.